Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I decided to make another African based dish called meat pie. So we're going to be making the dough from scratch and everything because it requires dough to put the filling inside. And we have all of our seasonings, and the recipe for the meat is similar to our last video, the shepherd pie. But yeah, we're going to be using basically the same recipe, except we're going to be using flour and baking powder. And so this is all of the stuff we're going to be using. We're going to be using our meats, then our butter, our 2 eggs, then our onions, parsley, and garlic. Then we have all of the seasonings, and we have flour. And we're going to be making our dough, so let's go ahead and get straight to it. We need 4 cups of our flour into the bowl. This is the second thing right now. This is the 3rd cup. Then this is the 4th one. Now we're going to add 1/2 cup of sugar. Then our eggs. Then now we're going to add the butter. I want to add 2 sticks of butter. And then now we have to add our 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Then that should be enough. Now we mix the dough. I want to add 1/2 cup of water. This is the 1 full cup. And this is the 1/2 cup. You're going to want to mix this in. Then you're going to, while you're kneading it, you want to add 2 more cups of flour. You're going to want to mix this all in. Now that our dough is nice and kneaded, we can go ahead and flatten it. Then we're going to let it sit in the fridge for about an hour. Oil up our pan. Okay, so now that we're done cooking the meat, we can go ahead and add our seasonings. We added our seasonings. We can go ahead and add the mixed vegetables. And you're going to want to add it in early so that it could capture some of the seasonings too. Our beef and vegetables are all cooked. We can go ahead and add our onions. Now we're going to give this a mix. So there's two more things we need to add to this beef. First thing being our crushed peppers. Africans, they always like their food nice and spicy. So we're gonna have to add peppers to give it that spice it's missing. Then when you're done mixing that in, you're gonna wanna add your Maggi, your African seasoning. And you can find Maggi at your local African supermarket. It's not that hard to find, not that rare. So we're gonna go ahead and be adding 2 cubes of these. Okay, so after it's done mixing and everything, you're gonna want to add 1 tablespoon of flour, since we don't have cornstarch. Want to give this a mix. We're gonna add our meat to this bowl. Okay, so now our dough is ready to be used, and we have all of our stuff that we need. We have the meat, then we have this egg. We're gonna whisk it, then we're gonna brush it on top of our meat pie to put it in the oven. Some oil on the side. Then we're gonna have to use a rolling pin to flatten out the dough, making it to make it easier for us to make our dough. So let's go ahead and begin. Now that we rolled out our dough for the fish pie, we're gonna wanna need this circular shape. Now we're gonna take a scoop of meat, nicely put it on top of the dough, and don't add too much so it doesn't overfill. One scoop of meat should be enough. Now that that's done, since the dough is a little bit stretchy, you want to fold it like a pocket. And so you're going to want to lift up the bottom, then you want to push the meat inside, make sure none of it is coming out. Then you're going to want to flip it over, just like so. And make sure all the edges are closed, none of the meat gets out. Then for the design, you're going to want to twist it. So this is how all of them are supposed to look. Nice and beautiful edges like that. Perfect design. If you can't do the twist thing, you can always just grab a fork and then press it down like that. I'll show you guys how to do that. As you guys can see, some of them are big, some of them are small. All the big ones are for me, my mom, and my dad. Then the small ones, they're for my siblings. Nah, I'm just kidding. Everyone's gonna get each of their own. No one's gonna get one big one, no one's gonna get one small one. So yeah, it's gonna be even for everyone. And yeah, you basically want to do the fork method throughout the entire thing, because it's much faster, and I prefer it more than the twist. Okay, so now we laid out all of our meat pie inside of a pan. Now we're just gonna gently brush it with some egg yolk. Make sure everything gets coated with it, so that nothing is too sticky and everything gets baked perfect. So now we're gonna set the oven at 55 minutes for 350 degrees. So as you guys can see, this is the finishing product. So this is our beautiful crispy meat pie. And I have nothing else to say really. This recipe is super simple. All you need is dough, meat, then you bake it, you're done. So That's basically it, so let's go ahead and give this about. Bismillah. Mm. Mm. The outside of the dough is crispy, but the inside is super soft, and it just pairs along with all the meat and the vegetables and the seasoning inside of the dish. Look at that beautiful cross section. So beautiful. So this is the inside of the meat pie. You can see the meat inside and the soft and fluffy dough. It's inside that I was talking about. Very, very delicious. You guys absolutely have to try out this recipe. It's super duper simple, super duper delicious. I really, really recommend it for you guys. Thermostats and work with one side electrician to recrimp. Excuse me.